So this cleft in the clouds is okay, but I have a bank of, a strange shape here. I'm not worried about that. It's too much, to me it appears too much as though there's a cleft dividing these two areas of clouds. What I would like is this to be in the distance, this triangle in the distance. I want this to be a bank that comes forward and catches some light as well. That's why I have, even after washing in the painting, scratched more charcoal on top of the washing. And that's fine to do, even from a workmanship standpoint, as long as you go light enough. As long as you don't inhibit adhesion from your next sort of layer of paint to the last one. I don't know that I need to wash this in. I don't know that I'll go over it again with paint thinner or turpentine. I might just dig right into the paint right away. We'll see very shortly. Okay, let's play. I like this shape. I think I would like it more if I change it. I had it rounding about like this before, and I think I prefer that. Sort of not running off the canvas on this side. I want to cap this cloud. We'll let this one run off, but not that one. Okay, I think am I right? That might do it. Can't be too careless now because I'm actually painting the thing in. The thing, well, the painting. We're going with raw umber and titanium white and a little bit of yellow ochre in here. This sky is going to be so gray, so full of grays. But I do like that. Gray is the color of my true love's hair. Grayer still are the clouds in this painting. Okay, I apologize and I will spare you further pain. Let's just sometimes I don't know why, but I'm playing like this, like a pencil, and then I just, for some reason, feels more comfortable to flip the brush around and hold it. More like I suppose you're supposed to hold the brush if you're going to do if you're going to be working on an impressionist painting. Okay, that's a tree in the sky. We don't really want a tree in the sky, do we? Okay. Un momento. Trying to keep it rough. Okay, we are now into still raw umber, some ultramarine blue, and yellow ochre. So we're kind of going, no, we're not kind of doing anything. We are going greener. Really trying to make a point of varying very slightly the colors on my brush without making things too busy. All right. Yeah. It's okay. I'm sticking a tiny little hint of burnt sienna in here. Gonna warm up that. Gonna warm that up a little bit. Okay. I think I'm staying a little bit too light there. We're gonna add a little more raw umber. I would like this cloud to jump into the foreground a little bit. And this stuff to be behind it. So even this mass of cloud, I'm seeing it as behind this one, and probably behind this one as well. But this is going to jump forward. Adding some cobalt blue, might be a mistake, let's just see. No, I think I'm going to leave it in there. Whoops. Ah, that might work. I still think I'm too light. More cobalt blue, more raw umber. How's that? Well, it's better, I suppose. More raw umber. I'm smearing into the paint, the lighter paint that's in there already. I don't want really hard lines here. Oh, let's see here. I maybe going a bit dark. And suddenly we go a little bit too light. Added a little yellow ochre. We got a lot of, well, we're going into yellow ochre and very little white. And very little ultramarine blue. I'm going to close this. I don't think I want it just like that. There. Give it a bit of structure. Okay, back to our ultramarine blue, just adding a bit to the pile. Try to keep things somewhat interesting. Now I'm using straight paint, and if I need to make adjustments, I will add a little bit of, there's so much raw umber in this, it'll be dry by tomorrow or later today. If I need to make adjustments, I will simply add a little bit of linseed oil to the paint when I go over it, or when I make my adjustments. That should work just fine. Just decided to go a little bit redder there. That is too red. So we'll add a bit of yellow ochre and a bit of raw umber. No, a bit of yellow, cobalt blue. Okay. That's gonna work. I think we'll leave the good portion of the outlining there. I know I washed this in and quite bluish. I'm probably gonna change that. Now, I can't afford to be too willy-nilly here. Gotta stay somewhat organized. I like that. It's a bit rough. It's a bit rough, and that's just fine. Yeah, we're going to stay with that. With these colors for this one as well. For this cloud as well. Now we'll go a little more cobalt blue, a little more raw umber. Catch the darker sides here, just a tad, and the dark side here. Luke, come to the dark side. Okay, and I know that's barely noticeable, but I want it to be barely noticeable. All right, so num, 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 num. I'm gonna do that. I think I'll cut that. No, I don't think I quite want it like that. I better make up my mind sooner. I'm gonna run out of mountaintop here. Oh, junk in the paint. I just hate junk in the paint. Well, we can get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to take a smaller brush when I go into it again because there will be areas that'll need a few touches. Not much. I don't think it's going to need much. Now on to the left-hand side. Let's have a visit over here. That's a bit light. Now we're playing with yellow ochre and raw umber. Just a touch of ultramarine blue. So you can see that I have so much design in this sky in my wash-in that I'm ignoring. The gist of it is still coming together. That's good by me. I really don't want to worry too much about every little line that I've put in place. It's a larger painting. I thought I was going to bring away work last week. That never happened. I actually ended up doing it today. And taking that drive, I feel a bit exuberant now, but taking that drive didn't inspire me. I'm just so happy to be back out of the city and back in the countryside. I'm in a good mood, and that helps me to jump at it. Okay, a little more raw umber. Being raw umber, this is gonna be dry pretty soon. I think I'll put a little more white in that. Okay, I'll go off the top here. More junk in my paint. That's okay. Just part of the deal. Well, I suppose that seeing as the light is coming from this direction, or rather this direction, I'll keep it lighter in this corner. And try to maintain a bit of design there. Okay, whoops, I put blue in there, which was okay, but that was a little too blue, so now I've added ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, a little more raw umber, a little more white, not changing the value a whole lot, but changing the color. Let's get these little bits of stuff out of my paint here and there. Really shouldn't worry too much about it, because if I let the paint set, I can pull those little balls of garbage out of it pretty quickly. It's really not that difficult. Okay. Now we have similar values from here to here. Ultimately, I want this area to appear the most distant, and I think that'll be fine. That'll be fine. It'll be really the warmest light will be right in here. This is catching some light, but I just want it to stand proud. I want it to appear to be in the foreground without competing with that, and how I graduate my cloud shapes from here to here will determine whether this looks like it's in the foreground or on the same plane as this stuff. So I'll gradually go darker as I move to the right with this cloud shape. When I get to the edge of it, it'll be quite dark. That will provide a dramatic sort of dark versus light area here on a very narrow, within a very narrow area. Here, from here to here, it will be very gradual. That is what will give the cloud its rounded shape, and that will also help to determine the idea that this is in the distance. Hope I said that clearly. Sometimes when I'm trying to explain things, my mind is a bit of a rat's nest, so I hope you can forgive me for that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with some darker blue here. I'm gonna scrape this stuff off my palette. Start a fresh pile, getting away from the purples and going into the blues. The ultramarine blue and raw umber combination. But I would like, I think, to be quite dark first. Let's see how that looks. Maybe that's a bit too dark. Yeah, I'm going to reserve that value and hue combination, I think, more for here. So I'm going to warm it up a little bit just by adding more raw umber and going up ever so slightly in value. How's that? Okay, I think that's better. Still appears to be under this area and in the shade of other cloud, but not quite as dramatic as going with the blues. Well, that's a pretty rounded dip. There, we'll cut it off like that. I don't want perfectly pointy trees here. Perfectly pointy trees. They're too dangerous. Certainly for skydivers who misjudge their landing area. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna step back and have a look for a minute. So I've been painting, blithering away, explaining what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and again, I forgot to turn on the camera. So finally I looked back at the camera and it was showing nothing. So I've turned it back on. I'm not going to revisit what I just was talking about because I don't even remember everything. I'm just kind of blithering as I go. But I am bringing in some of these greens onto this side. And I'm having a good time today because, well, partly I don't know, for some reason have the attitude of, I'm not going to worry about anything. I'm just going to stick my brush in there and start throwing things around. And, well, yeah, if you've seen many of my videos, you'll know that I can be quite cautious about things at times. I don't like inconsistency of technique, you know, and I worry about those things, and I should not always do that. Anyway. I know this guy is definitely going to require some grooming once I'm done. And I'm just fine with that. I have no problem with that. We're just going to finish up here with a bit of raw umber. I'm really sorry that I missed that. You know, I think I might have said some things that were kind of helpful. But I guess we'll have to catch it on the next video. Or some other time. Yeah. A little bit of blue here. Okay. All right, well, you know, I think that has enough a combination of interest. Some diversity of strokes and colors. I think that all that remains for that sky is really a few touch-ups here and there. I may not do that immediately. In a way, leaving it like that for now keeps everything alive and aids, you know, helps me. This is just, you know, for me personally. It helps to remind me when I look at it every few seconds that I'm trying to stay with a looser painting than usual. But there's the sky. It's painted. It's not completely finished. I will just, let's see. Yeah. You can see what's happened there. I think it's interesting. I like it. Thanks for watching. I know this was a bit of a long one, but I also know that when I look at the likes and the views on my videos, a lot of people enjoy when the sky gets painted. So that's why I just sort of did this one slowly. Talk to you soon. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.